Welcome to A&E's Safety Training Video Guide. This is an introduction to safety in the hygiene room. The hygiene room is a special department devoted to making cords used in feminine hygiene products. A sliver and a yarn are paired together, and the sliver is knit around the yarn to create a slub. These are called fancy cords and are wound onto another package to be shipped out. The area must meet special sanitation regulations. Before entering the hygiene room, there are 5 sanitation safety measures to take. To the left of the door, there are hairnets, shoe covers, and beard covers for gentlemen that have facial hair. There are lab coats to wear right inside the door. These are useful to store waste yarn and scissors in as well. These should be worn at all times in the hygiene room. To the right of the door, there is hand sanitizer that needs to be used before entering into the sanitary area. Once in the department, you should have on a hairnet, shoe coverings over your shoes, and a lab coat on. Then you are ready to go. There are some pinch points to be cautious of when the fancy cord is being created. After the cord leaves the knitting box, while it is in the knitting box, and before it enters the knitting box. The knitting box contains 3 sharp needles that move at high speeds to form the sliver into a slum. There are warning labels throughout the process to remind you where there are dangerous areas. Yarns and sliver wrap and get tangled inside the knitting box. Using this extended cleaning tool will keep your hands away from some of the equipment tucked away inside of the box. The yarns need to be removed and the knitting box needs to be sanitized before any yarn or sliver is fed into the box. A red flashing light indicates that a machine is stopped. If the light is on and the machine is running, then a deformed package could be created. There are emergency stop and reset buttons at the end of the line. There is also a red cord that runs behind the knitting box for quicker access to an emergency stop. These machines run at high voltage and should be completely powered off before any servicing. Ladders are used in hygiene as well and should be used with extreme caution. Before stepping onto the ladder, make sure the lever is pressed down to lock it in its place. Use 2 hands on the rails and do not move up to the next step before you are stable. There are fire extinguishers around the hygiene room in case of emergency. There are hand sanitizers located around the inside of the hygiene room. Hands should be sanitized regularly during a shift. After the fancy cord is created, it is wound onto a different size package. Do not touch any of the moving parts while this machine is running. There are emergency stops at the end of each line, as well as start and stop buttons on each machine. Thank you for watching Safety in the Hygiene Room.